Welcome to the podcast. Our last episode clips really popped off. We got collectively 60,000 views. So
thank you, everyone.
You guys must have really, really wanted to tell your clients that you're not going back to mix because you forgot. Because we would have thought that would have been the clip. Did you watch the clip that popped off?
Yeah, I did.
Yeah, isn't that so random?
It is very random. I feel like always the random ones are the ones that pop off.
Yeah.
That's how it is.
So if you missed that clip, go check it out. But it's pretty much letting our clients know that when we go back and mix, it's not because we didn't mix enough the first time. It's because we have to pay our developers. Mm-hmm. So now you know.
Mm-hmm.
So I wanted to discuss a few things on this episode. The main topic is going to be just beauty on a budget. I think a lot of people are kind of in a budget or on a budget in today's economy, and there's so many beauty services that you can do to look gorgeous without having to spend hundreds and hundreds of dollars at the salon. So we'll jump into that. But our pre-topic today is bringing back perms. What do you think about that?
I didn't realize that was part of the pre-topic until a few minutes ago. But I'm going to say absolutely not.
Okay, hear me out. Everybody is so concerned about their Dyson Airwrap curls not staying.
Oh.
And it's your hair is straight as a board.
Yeah.
You're expecting to get all this body, all this volume, and it holds all day with a hot tool that only gets 260 degrees or something. Mm-hmm. But if you had a perm, that shit is staying all day.
So where would you like for them to go for the perm?
Listen.
I actually think the guy, someone in our hallway does them because I can smell it the other day.
The girl down the hall.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
So I'll do a perm. I'll be the one to sacrifice and bring it back.
Yeah.
But it will be at your guys' house.
Yeah.
Let's do it.
We don't want to be the girls sticking up the hallway.
If you guys don't know, perms smell really bad. Extremely bad. We can't be charging $400 for a highlighting service and then have another stylist in our salon doing a perm at the same time. It just kills the whole mood. It smells so bad you don't even know. And the other day I had a new client, of course, when she was doing a perm, and the first thing the client says is oh, what's that smell? And I felt so bad because I'm dang, she just already had a negative thought in her head before I even had her in my chair. So, but I want to get a perm because this is my natural hair, and if I blow it out, it will not hold. It will maybe hold the tiniest little curl at the end, and I can spray it and stuff, but I love how girls with more curly hair get a blowout and they can run their fingers through it and fluff it up, whereas mine, if I put a bunch of spray in it to hold, then I won't be able to put my fingers through it.
So how curly would a perm make your hair? Would it be really would it be really curly? I know you can adjust it.
Yeah, you just adjust the size of the rod.
Okay.
So I could
do a wave.
Yeah, I could do a 1-inch rod, and then it would make it just have a wave. The only problem with perms is that as soon as your hair grows out, it's straight at the root. Mm-hmm. But I want my curls to hold down here, so it doesn't really matter for 6 months if it's straight at the root.
Yeah, or you could just straighten your hair, if you're just if it's straight at the root and then it starts looking weird, just straighten the whole thing.
But here's the thing. If you get a perm, you cannot have bleached hair. So I automatically am not a candidate for a perm because I have completely full bleach on my entire head. I could get it, but it's not going to make my hair in the best condition. It is a damaging thing to do to your hair if you have bleach hair. If you have virgin hair, it's just a chemical process, which is just as damaging as any other chemical process. But on bleached hair, it sends it over the edge. So I'm not a candidate, but I'll do your guys' perm.
She will do it. I will not.
Well, if you want your curls to hold and you have really straight hair and you've just felt your whole life you just can't get that bounce you're looking for, that Pantene commercial, then try getting a perm. But if you get a perm, you have to style it every day. But I'm already somebody that's going to style my hair. You could get a once-a-week blowout, and that blowout curl is going to hold the whole week. Whereas if I got a once-a-week blowout, my hair is going to be straight by day 3, completely straight. So you don't have to style it technically every day, but it would help your style last. But you would look kind of old-fashioned if you just left the house with a perm and you're 25.
That was a nice way to say it.
So you would have to only get the perm if you're really wanting your blowout to stay, but a lot of you girls blow out every 3 or 4 days anyway. So
yeah,
you have to blow it out. You would get a perm so that you can blow it out. Win-win.
It's a win-win. Yeah.
So I think a lot of people's different levels of what they consider damaged hair to be is really interesting. Like one client will be like, oh, my hair is so damaged, and then we know she has extremely healthy hair. And the next person will have hair that's literally holding on by a strand, and they're like, oh, I think my hair's doing pretty good.
And don't want to cut it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think a lot of my clients that have like really long, thick hair, they're like, oh, how much do I need to cut off? Like, I know it's a lot. And almost every time I'm like, no, you don't. Like, usually their hair is fine. They don't need, I don't know why they feel like it's so damaged, but I'm like, it's really not. Maybe because I've seen such damaged hair that I'm like, this is nothing. Your hair looks pretty healthy. You have no color on your hair half the time. They barely put heat on it. So they're like, I need to cut like 3 inches. I'm like, we could just do, in my opinion, like an inch or half an inch to clean your ends up. So yeah, a lot of people think their hair is damaged. I feel like I get more people that think their hair is damaged that it isn't damaged.
Yeah. Like the other day, I did a full bleach out on somebody, and her hair stayed amazing. Like, it was so shiny, never had any crunch on the bottom. Like, she went from colored brown to completely platinum blonde. And then she's talking about how, I just don't know, like, it feels a little bit fried on the ends. And in my head, I'm thinking, no, it's not fried. You just don't know what fried hair is actually like. So I showed her some pictures, and she's like, oh, wow. Like, I didn't even know hair could get like that. Like, I thought mine was what was the worst of the worst. I'm like, no, yours is actually, for being a blonde transformation, you're the healthiest end of the spectrum. For a chemical process. But then I had a client the other day whose hair was literally extremely damaged, and she's like, I just want my blonde, like, I'll nurse it back to health once I get the color I want, just want it. And then I finish, and she's like, oh, this is doing pretty good, like, wow. And I'm like, you have one of the most damaged hairs I've ever done, and you're thinking it's pretty good. And then one of the healthiest colors I've ever done, she's thinking it's bad. So it's just really interesting how different clients have different perspectives on what's damaged or not.
Yeah, off on that note, I would say sometimes too it's texture. I think that's another thing people don't understand is a lot of my clients, if they have more coarser hair or the texture, like their hair appears to be fried or appears to be like more damaged, but it's just the way, because I think one of my clients, we cut her hair every time she comes in, we do her highlights, whatever. Her hair to me is very healthy, but she was like, my hair is just so damaged, like it feels so like gross and like gritty and whatever. I'm like, well, you'll never have like the freaking straight silky girl like straight hair, so it's your texture. Like no matter what she does, like that's like me saying I want hair like yours. It's never gonna happen. So I think people need to remember that too. Like a lot of times it's just the texture of your hair, and no matter what you do, you're never gonna have, I will never have hair unless I wear a wig like that. So you have to have grace for yourself. Like my hair is not fried, it's just the texture, you know?
Yeah.
So that's a good point too.
Yeah. So to finish out this topic, I feel like if you're wondering if your hair is like damaged or just has like some ends that needed to be cleaned up, or if you're on the extreme damage, if you hold your ends forward and you have a line here that's like blunt, like mine has some damage, but it's not extreme damage. Like I hold up this chunk and it has a couple sore pieces because that's a natural regrowth, but it reaches like all the way down here. That's healthy hair. If you pick up this piece and it's a chunk an inch wide and it only reaches to like right here, and not just these tiny little hairs that are coming out, like all of these are always going to be regrowth. Like I'm not talking about like 3 strands that don't reach. I'm talking about this whole entire top section is just to right here. That is extreme damage. Or if you feel your ends and they are extremely crunchy, and not just like frizzy or gritty because you haven't washed it in 3 days, but I mean like you can look at it and you can see like a ziggy-zag crunch, that's probably extreme damage. But if you feel your hair and it's just silky with a few split ends, don't consider yourself somebody that has extreme damage.
Yeah.
Google extremely damaged hair and you'll see ramen noodles, and that's, if your hair looks like that, you're extremely damaged. If you're anything less than that, you have just chemically processed hair. And I think that's the difference that we're mentioning here, is that there's chemically processed hair, which is going to feel like it's an altered state, and then there's fried hair. But I think it's offensive when people come in and are like, oh, my hair feels so fried, and it's like healthy hair. I'm like, okay, so that's like discrediting all the people out there that actually have fried hair, and you are in here with their dream hair.
Yeah. Okay. Have you tried heatless curls before?
Yeah, I have tried heatless curls. So what I did was like, I took a sock and I put it here and then I clipped it with a little clippy, and then I like wrapped my hair around the sock, and that worked really good for my length. But I've seen other people with hair like your length and thickness that have used like bigger ones. So Yeah, I've used it. It worked really good, actually. I think it works better if you have like dampish hair. Like if you got out of the shower and then it started to air dry, and then you wrap it up after it air dries a little bit, that will actually make it be pretty curly. But I also think it's a good way to maintain your curls in between washes. Instead of just putting in a ponytail and then you might get a ponytail crease, you can put it into like a heatless curler, and that can help just maintain it. But there are comfortable ones. There's like the scrunchy one, there's the sock one, so you should just find one that works for your hair type. Like if your hair is shorter, then try a sock. If it's longer, try like that big rod thing that goes around your head, or the scrunchie.
I'd be interested to see if that would work for me, because my hair is so frizzy. It's like if I did it damp and then I put those in and then I took them out, I feel like it would just look like a frizzy curl.
Yeah.
So I'd be interested to see.
Yeah, you should try it out and then make a TikTok.
Yeah, I'll report back on that one.
Yes. So I saw this TikTok the other day that's called like the 7-point outfit. Have you heard of that?
No.
So what it was like you get 1 point for each item, or if you have like a skirt that has like a pattern, or if you have a shirt that has ruffles or something, you get 2 points. But you should always try to aim for 7 points in your outfit. And when people feel like, oh, I don't have any fashion sense, or like your outfits are always so cute but I can never dress like that, actually they could if they use this technique called like the 7-point outfit. So it would be like jewelry could be a point, your dress could be a point, your shoes will be a point, but then to ramp it up a little, you could do like hair and makeup, that's an extra point. Or you could do a scarf, and that's an extra point. Or you could add a jacket, and that's an extra point. Or you could add a nice belt, and that would be an extra point. Or you could maybe get like decorative socks, and that would add an extra point.
So jewelry, right?
Jewelry is a point, yes. Yeah. So
okay.
Whatever, it's not per item on the jewelry. It's like jewelry is 1 point, hair and makeup is 1 point, and then shoes is 1 point, but then you can add the accessories like the socks or the belt or like a chain on your pants, just anything, and then try to always hit 7 points. So I was doing that last week, and my outfits were like really cute.
Yeah.
I had added like a belt, and that made my outfit so much better than if I didn't add the belt. Some sock options I added, and then I added like a little jacket that I tied right here. So I had just on a normal t-shirt with jeans, but to get that 7th point, I put a little hoodie and tied it like people do that kind of fashion. And all my outfits looked really good, so you guys should try out the 7-point outfit.
That's just funny because I feel like I'm so like minimal with stuff. Like I've got like baggy pants on. Half the time I don't have underwear on. I'm like I'm just thinking 7 points.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I could do it if I had to, like, but I'd have to, it depends on where I'm going and if I'm trying hard. Because usually I'm wearing, like, baggy jeans that are huge, some sneakers, and then, like, a really tiny tank top.
Okay, so let's see. If you were wearing baggy pants, a tank top, sneakers.
Yeah, so the sneakers
That's
are
3.
a point.
Yeah,
Wait,
so
that's count? The tiny top and the baggy pants?
Yeah, 1 point per item.
Oh, I thought you meant, like, it had to be, like, an item that was, like a what do you want to say, like, eye-catching item?
No. So it's just point. You just want to make 7
Anything
points.
you have on is a point.
Yeah.
Oh, okay, I can do that. I thought you meant like the accessorizing to like elevate the outfit are points.
So you get 2 points if it's something that's kind of crazy. Like if you're wearing pants that are rainbow, that's 2 points, because then if you have like 7 points and rainbow pants, that's going to be a little bit overboard on your outfit. So for example, if you had the baggy pants on, it would be baggy pants 1 point, tiny tank top 1 point, shoes 1 point, that's 3. Hair and makeup done 1 point, that's 4. Jewelry on, that's 5. So then you would need to figure out how to make a 6th point and a 7th point. So you could add sunglasses to the top of your head.
Yeah.
Okay, there's a 6th point. For a 7th point, you could either do like a hoodie over to wear like some parts of the day. You could add a hat. You could add a decorative belt on your baggy jeans.
Yeah.
Something like that.
I do need to be more good with accessories. So I feel like even when girls wear the little like belly chains, I feel like that's cute too. Like you have a little crop top on. So that's a good thing, because sometimes I'll get ready and I'll like have an outfit. I'm like, so for instance, we were at the pool at Soho House and I saw this girl and she looked so cute because she had like her little bathing suit on and then she had like a little bucket hat on and a little belly chain. And I mean, I know the two like kind of are two opposite things. I just thought it was so cute because she like accessorized, but she still looked like she didn't try super hard. And then I saw some of the girls wear too, like the little scarves on their head, and the same thing, like a little. I just think it's cute.
Yeah.
Just little accessories. Some girls even will do the chain on their hands. I don't know. It's just when I see that, I'm like, shoot, like I had that at home. Why didn't I freaking do that? Because now she's like so eye-catching. Like I saw her at the pool.
That's true. It makes it more eye-catching. Yeah. So that's a perfect example of how you could use the 7-point technique if you're really trying to like stand out and look really beautiful in your outfit. And you're like, how did she remember to do all that? Mm-hmm. It helps you trigger your memory of like, okay, this is like a 4-point outfit. Let me bump this up to a 7-point outfit. So we'll get into the beauty on a budget topic. So I'll start right away with hair highlighting. That's what so many people are spending the most money on, is a lot of blondes, especially in Nashville. It costs so much money to get your hair highlighted. And one thing I've noticed is that some stylists will push a full every single time. Full, or they'll give you a partial, but the partial's like $30 less than a full. So my tip is to find a stylist that offers packages. So a mini, which for me a mini is $155, and you get like 1 ounces of color. So if you have really thick hair, that might be just a face forming pop. But if you have really thin hair, I might be able to do a really maximum coverage highlight on you with just 1 ounce because you have thin or short hair. And that's only $155 that you're spending, which is drastically different than some salons that are charging like $400 for a partial. Mm-hmm. So finding a stylist that has pricing that can fit your budget is really important in today's economy. Mm-hmm. And if they don't offer a mini service, then maybe find somebody that does. Because you can, instead of going for $400 plus tip for your highlight, you can do $155, which is a drastic difference.
Mm-hmm. And sometimes it makes such a big difference. Like my client from today, we just do minis on her, and it's like, oh my God, like that made a huge difference. But I honestly started it too because I wanted people to be able to like come in and like afford it. Like say if you were on a budget or whatever, because I've been on one so many times, it's like, okay, you know, I'm just needing a little touch up like around my face. So I think it's, I feel like it's a good thing for people.
With that being said, there's things like at-home glosses and at-home toners that you can do as well. So if you're somebody that feels like you have blonde, but you're just ready for brown, or you're ready to be less low maintenance, so you're thinking, okay, well, I need to either box dye my hair, and it's probably not going to turn out that good, and it's going to be super harsh, and then you're going to have that color correction later that everybody talks about on social media, or you just are going to come into the salon and spend about $200 to get it glossed over or dyed brown. What you could do is get an at-home color depositing shampoo or mask or something like Schwarzkopf Chroma ID. They come in shades that are specific to the color line. So if you just ask your stylist, like, hey, say 777 is like you're a copper, you could get the color depositing mask in 777, and that would deposit that shade instead of having to come in for a gloss. You can get it at home. There's also the Redken Blondage, which comes in like VRO or VI or GB. Those are also shade names. So if you get your hair glossed at the salon with like 6 GB, you could put on the color depositing mask with the GB, and it would help warm it up a little, maybe blend it to your roots a little bit better. And there's also the Wella Color Fresh. That's another one. If you're a blonde, they have like a pearl color depositing mask, which is very similar to what you would get at a salon. It's not as intense as a purple shampoo. It actually deposits a real tone on there. Just like the Chroma ID, they have a real tone. So it's like 9-51. That's an actual color. It's not just like purple shampoo, which is just deep dark purple. It's real shade in there. And there's also like Kristen S toners that you can get at Target that are actual shades. It's not the same as just getting a box dye. So at-home glossing is something that maybe more people should check out. And even if you're not good at it the first time, it will just fade out. There's also the at-home glosses. So there's the Redken Acidic Color Gloss. That will make the hair super shiny. And when you do that toner or you do that Redken Acidic Color Gloss, do the same thing. Blow it out and then finish it with a hot tool, and you'll get that salon feeling. But I think a lot of times people don't get that salon feeling because they'll do a hair mask or a toner or something, and then they'll just half-ass blow dry it, and they're like, oh, this didn't really turn out that good. But when you go to the salon, you get the full service. So really just give yourself a full service at home.
So at-home facials, I love doing these because I feel like facials are very important, but sometimes I just don't. They're just not in my budget. So what I'll do at home is I have the little jade rollers. I have all the the little. You need to buy all of the little accessories for the at-home facial. I do have a tiny little microneedling thing too, which they sell on Amazon. It has really good reviews, and it's fine. Like, you just are supposed to be gentle. So I'll go through and I'll. You can either buy a steamer. I have a steamer, or what I'll do sometimes is I'll put a pot on the stove, and then get the pot nice and hot. I'll take my mitt and I'll put it down, and then I'll put the pot down and either sit down on my couch or whatever, put a towel over me, and then let all the steam come into my face, open up my pores. If you have at home the ones you buy, it's a little bit easier and better, but this works too. So I'll go ahead and do that, and then once my pores are opened up, I'll go wash my face, and then when I come out of the bathroom washing my face, now my pores are open up. I'm not an esthetician, but this is what I do, and I feel like my skin has come a long way. I'll wash my face, then I'll come back and I'll do the microneedling pen. So I'll do that because what I've read from estheticians, and correct me if I'm wrong, is for the microneedling pen, all that stuff is you're pretty much just prepping your face to receive all the serums and all that stuff. So I'll do the microneedling pen, and then I know a lot of people, this next step, a lot of people do it differently, but after I do that, I'll clean out all my pores and stuff, because I have the little thing on Amazon that I feel like estheticians will probably scream, but it's a little thing on Amazon that sucks out all your pores, and it works just fine for me. It doesn't break my nose out, it's fine. And then after that, I'll put all my serums on, and then I'll do the jade rolling, the massage, the facial massage, and then I'll put my lotions on, and then you're good to go. Obviously, it's not the same thing as going into a facialist, but if you are on a budget, you can give yourself a very, very good at-home facial. I was doing that for a while, and my skin is the best it's ever been. But yeah, if you want to treat yourself and get a facial, sure, but I think at-home facials are. You can do it, and it's $3.99, sister. I mean, all you have to do is buy the tools online.
Yeah, and you can already use the products that you have.
Right.
If you're using your CeraVe cleanser and moisturizer, and that's all you use, then yeah, going to get a facial is a lot different. But for a lot of girls, they have their 12-step skincare routine already. So if you sit down and make beauty a hobby, and you do these things, and you want to give yourself that facial by heating up that pot and using the steam, or microwaving a couple hot towels and getting off that makeup using the hot towel and doing the oil cleanser and then doing your cleanser after that, and you have all these steps already, just use them. If you were to do that to yourself every 2 weeks, I'm sure you would see a drastic difference in your face, just as if you were going to go to get a facial every 2 weeks.
And too, sometimes it's I don't want to spend all the money on the tools and stuff, but think about it, you're saving so much money, because you know how many facials you could give yourself with all those tools, compared to you're spending $200 plus on a facial when you could just buy all the tools and then use them and give yourself 10 facials. So you're saving money.
The next thing is that you can do at-home brow lamination, tint, and lashes also. So the estheticians are going to hate us, but it's true. You can do a facial with the products you already have, and people are oh, I could never do my lashes at home, I could never do it. And if you practice, even if you practice every night before you go to bed and you don't get it, eventually you're going to understand how to do it. It's the positioning of holding your hands, it's the amount of glue you put on. If you just watch TikToks will be your best friend in learning anything beauty related. So I love a brow lamination and tint, and I got one for the first time, and it was amazing, but it was $150 or more with tip, and there's just no way I can afford to add that into my beauty routine. So I got one on Amazon, and it's working out perfect. So the first time I did it, it didn't really turn out that good, to be honest.
That's what you did with that?
Yeah, this is my own.
Yeah.
So I did my own brow lamination and tint using stuff off Amazon. And like I said, the first time didn't turn out that good, but the second time was amazing because I figured out what went wrong the first time. I looked up another TikTok and saw what they did in comparison. And even now, the next time I do it, it's going to get even better, because now I keep on learning every time I do stuff. So if you feel like you can't do your own lashes at home, or you can't feel like you can do your own brow lamination, it's because you try one time and you get discouraged. Just keep on trying and practicing, and like I said, make beauty your hobby. So Flutter Habit is a really good at-home lashes, and they say you're not supposed to put the lashes on underneath your lashes, but I've been doing that for almost 2 or 3 years now, and my lashes are fine. I'm wearing just mascara today, but last week I had on the Flutter Habit with the eyelashes pressed on underneath my eyelashes, and I don't have any issues.
Wow.
So that is something that took me practice too. The first time I did it, it didn't turn out that good, but you practice and you do it.
Yeah, I love, I used to do individual lashes. I get them done now, but I used to do them all the time, and I love them. And that does save you a lot, because it's like you can do that at home yourself. It doesn't last as long, but it's like you can at least do a different look. Like for me, since I have lashes and I can't just like, I shouldn't be putting on individuals too. So it's like you could take those off and then do a whole different look with your lashes too. So it's more versatile to just do them yourself. Okay, so at home waxing, let's start with not doing it on the same day as your facial, because your skin will be sensitive. So I would recommend doing something like that either after or before. But at-home waxing is really good because you can go ahead and just buy a wax kit. You can get them off Amazon. You can buy them from Sally's. There's plenty of places that you can buy an at-home wax kit. I would say for like beginners, if you're going to do that, because you know what's funny is I was just at the store trying to buy waxing kits, and all the reviews on all of them were so bad. And in my mind, all I could think was it's a user error. Like, I feel like some of them are bad, but they were, like, pretty good wax kits. And I'm like, I feel like it's just people that don't know how to use the kit. Obviously, you don't want it to be, like, cold. Some people get nervous because they think, oh, like, I don't want it to be too hot to burn my skin, but you can actually rip your skin off by it not being hot enough. If you are worried about that, you can put baby powder on the area first and then put the wax on. I would recommend doing, not getting the hard wax, just doing the strip wax where it's just, liquid, and then you put the strip on and take it off. But yeah, I mean, again, that's something else that you could watch TikToks like on how to do. There's a girl, Monet McMichael, and she actually uses the roll-on wax, which is good too, because you can always do that too, and like that one's actually really good. But yeah, just making sure you're using the wax pot correctly. But I love a good at-home wax because I mean, people I feel like I'll have clients or people will be like, I'm not waxing myself. Like, I don't trust myself to wax myself. And I'm like, you can wax yourself. Like, I don't know why. You just know, you're going to go the opposite direction of the hair, that the hair is growing. Yeah,
obviously you're not going to know how to do it, but you just look up how to do it. Mm-hmm. Look up how to do it on YouTube or TikTok. And obviously, we're not going to tell you guys how to do all this and then not make videos to help how to do all this. Mm-hmm. So now we have our homework to show you how to wax at home, how to brow lamination and tint at home, how to hair gloss at home. Mm-hmm. So now it's our responsibility to follow up and actually give you those supplies and those tutorials to do it. And we will, because that's why this podcast is called Get Prettier. Because, well, guess what? We're helping you get prettier. So, yeah, you can do it. I'm just trying to motivate everybody that beauty on a budget is so possible, and you can do it. We can do it, you can do it, and it's not just because we're beauty professionals, it's because we're beauty passionate. And also, if you want to leave it to the professionals, that's what we're here for. So we want to offer these beauty services to you, but we know that the economy is changing. So we're here to help. And we're still people that are beauty professionals, and you're still going to look to us as a beauty professional, whether we're providing services or we're providing education. So the last thing that you can do at home is nail polish. You could try out gel polish, or you could just try out nail polish. Like, I feel like I haven't tried out nail polish in years. I've always either done like gel X at home or regular gel at home, or I've gone to the salon. But with modern technology, nail polishes can last a long time. And if you're wanting to have beauty as a hobby, then you can paint your nails once a week or whatever. And if you get a few chips, just wipe off that nail and paint it. It'll probably dry in like 30 seconds with the modern nail polish technology.
Mm-hmm. I would say whenever I see girls with like really short nails and they go to the salon to get that done, that is just so wild to me. Because like that is so easy to do at home. Like, it's not like tips, are a little bit harder, like putting all those on. But really short nails, it's like just paint that crap on. Well, fix your cuticles, give yourself a little manicure, paint that crap on and put it on the gel light. And then you've got gel nails. Like, it's not, that saves you so much. People think they can't do it, but I'm like, that saves you so much money. And like you said, just practice.
Just practice. That's what it boils down to. Yeah, you're probably not going to paint that good at first, so that's why you should just use regular polish. But if you committed to yourself to have like a hobby beauty day, instead of watching Netflix, or while watching Netflix, practice painting a couple nails. Or whatever you want to choose.
If you mess up.
Anything you want to choose off of here, of what we're doing, if you're going to watch Netflix anyway, and that's the American hobby at this point, try adding in a couple beauty services. If you're beauty passionate like we are, and you're on a budget and you feel like you're having to sacrifice some services, just practice a little bit. So that's all I have to say, is that we want to educate you, we want to help you get prettier, and beauty can be a hobby. It is for me. It has been since I was a child.
Same.
Okay. So thank you for listening.